These are genres that obviously they're not all the same, but that I do love reading, but I never really write. I would like to experiment to use AI more like an assistant in the writing. Hi, hello, welcome to another video. So this will also be a writing vlog. I want to write a short story for a contest. Obviously, it's something that I want to try because, I don't know, it just encourages me to write. The prompts are always different, so you get, to explore new genre. But I obviously never even win and never make it to the finish line, so it's totally more for fun and just to practice writing. But I love to film these videos also with you guys because yeah, it's something that helps me stay motivated and not to take myself too seriously. So without further ado, this is a contest for a publication in like a magazine that every year they do a collection of short stories and they publish them, and it's always in the sci-fi, fantasy, paranormal world. These are genres that obviously they're not all the same, but that I do love reading, but I never really write. So in the past, I think I've written something similar when I was doing a writing class. It was a ghost story and I found it really entertaining. So I want to try again. I do have a very clear idea, which I'm excited about, and I will tell you more shortly. But before, let me get this other thing out of the way. So I want to experiment how AI tools can support me in writing. I obviously don't want them to take the writing process away from me. That's the fun part, that's what I enjoy. So, when they say we don't want AI to do the art for us, we want them to do the, cleaning for us. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. I would like to experiment to use AI more like an assistant in the writing, maybe an editor with a lot of quotation marks to bounce ideas off and just to help me structure my process and think through my idea. Let's start off from what I'm asking the AI tool. So I will not show you my screen because otherwise you'll see like my idea, you'll see the characters and all of that. And in case the short story gets published, I don't want all that information to be out. But let me tell you how the conversation started. And I'm using ChatGPT 4.0, I think. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm using. So I first told it that I want to write a short story and I want help to develop the idea, to do like summary of the scenes and to identify the main characters, and on the basis of this prep work I will then write it. And I asked the AI tool to act as an editor who contributes to develop the idea and make sure it is, make sure that it's cohesive and functional, and that's it. So the first thing the AI tool asks me is for a bunch of information. It asks me if I have idea of the tone and the atmosphere of the story, like is it dark, is it dramatic, ironic, surreal. It asks me what the central theme is. It asks me for the setting in time and space, if I have something in mind. It asks me what the main character is, and also if I have an idea of the structure and the ending, if I want an open ending or closed ending or things like this. I then sent a very long paragraph where I basically said I want this to be a sci-fi story. I told it the setting that I wanted to be based in. I said that the structure I want is for the story to be told through 5 main characters, and each of these characters will have one chapter dedicated to them, and they will not appear in the following chapters, but the story will go on in this way. I then explained what the main idea is and sort of the idea of the story that I have. I said who the characters are. The AI tool then analyzed what I said. It drew from this information to highlight what the theme and of the story is. It outlined the structure of the story based on these 5 chapters and 5 characters that I gave. It provided an arc with like a beginning, a main storyline, a secondary storyline, the point of, the climax, and then the resolution and the ending. I said before developing any of this, I want to change some of the characters. In particular, the AI picture one character as a kid, and I said, no, I don't think it works. I think it needs to be an adult. And then I said that there is another thing that I didn't think was working and I want to change. So the AI tool then did this, made these changes, and replied to some of the questions that I had. Sorry, it's pretty vague, but because I can't give too much away of the story, but it worked through some of the ideas and some of the problems that I identified. And then I said, okay, now this works for me. Let's develop the profiles for the characters more clearly. So it helped me write up a short bio basically for all the characters. And it's pretty much in line with what I provided at the start about these characters. It just filled in the blanks a bit more. With information that honestly it's useful for my background when I write, but that won't necessarily even make it in the story, like it's too much information. Yeah, and then we proceeded to develop basically the step-by-step of what happens, all the scenes that happen in each chapters. On this part, I think it took way too many liberties. I am definitely not gonna follow these scenes that it created, but I think, I don't know, it was interesting to read what the AI tool could come up with, but I'm not gonna follow this, honestly, at all. I have it in my head what I wanted to happen, so never mind. So this is pretty much where I'm at. It's interesting, let's see how it goes on. But that being said, let's start writing now and see how the process goes. Okay, so it's been a few hours of writing and it's actually going really well. This is a bit of the different pace for me, because usually I write these stories that are more character driven, more in the head, more flows of consciousness, and so I play a lot with the imagery and with the text, try to make the language a bit more lyrical and stuff, and it's really hard. And I did a video recently where I was writing a story based on an intro from Dostoevsky's The White Knight, and it was a bit of that, and I wasn't really satisfied at the end because I really like those type of books and those type of stories, but I don't think my skills are quite there yet. So then I try, but I'm really unsatisfied. So this is different, right? Because this one is more of a sci-fi story, so it's more driven by the action and the story rather than by the characters, or at least the characters are important, but it's not really so much in their psyche. It's more like what they're doing, and through actions and effects and consequences and things like that. So it's been a couple of hours of writing, and I'm about 4,000 words in, so I think it's proceeding well. I actually was kind of surprised by how much I had it in my head, and it just flew out. So to continue the experiment with AI, I told the tool not to make any changes to the style or the tone, but to just polish a bit the language, fix any issues with grammar or spelling. So I'm gonna take a short break now. I want to go outside, it's really sunny and nice, and maybe have a walk, look at the trees that have started to blossom, and yeah, then I'll come back. I'll write hopefully the other trees. Let's see if I can finish the last 3 chapters tonight, or otherwise I will close for today and then start again tomorrow. But yeah, between today and tomorrow I want to finish the story. I don't want it to drag so much like the previous one, which was a bit of a hell. I've had dinner, and I was supposed to start writing again a few more hours because I wanted to continue the story, but I'm actually feeling quite tired, so I may just end here for tonight and start again tomorrow, and hopefully I get to finish it tomorrow. I can try and maybe do a little bit before I go to work. If I wake up early enough, hopefully I'll be able to, and then I'll continue in the evening when I come back. Hopefully I won't be too tired, but I should be okay. Hi, so I just came back from work. I'm a little beaten, which is clearly stated here in my face, but so the temptation to just collapse on the couch, have some dinner, watch TV until it's bedtime is really high, but no. I also want to finish the short story. I have 2 chapters left, almost there, so I'm just gonna buckle down and do it and sprint right through these final 2 chapters, and then I can always fix it up in the next days. But I want to make sure that I close the short story and I close this video tonight, so let's do it. Okay, I am done. It's 9:30, exactly as I imagined it would be, and I'm done. I wrote the last chapter too, so I am extremely happy. I will share my thoughts really quickly because I feel like this video is already super long, but first of all, I had so much fun writing this story, which is great because I was struggling so much with the last short story I wrote. And I don't know, maybe this one went quicker and it was easier because I basically, broke the ice with the previous one, or maybe simply because it's a bit more story driven, the sci-fi genre, so I don't know why. But anyways, it went quicker and I'm really happy that I managed to finish it without suffering too much. It needs still a lot of revision, obviously, to polish the language and all of that, and there are some few things I want to change, but basically it's done. So yeah, and about my experiment of using ChatGPT as an assistant to write this story, so I actually enjoyed it. I think I will continue doing it. I basically took none of the AI suggestion in terms of the story, the plot, the characters, nothing from that sort. Because I didn't like what it was suggesting, but I found it very useful just to organize my thoughts, to have it ask questions, to keep my thinking going, and prompting me to, come up with new solutions, new ideas, provide new information. So that process of like brainstorming, I enjoyed it and I found it useful. So yeah, the final thought is that I am in a bit of a pickle because, as I said, I wanted to submit this story for a contest, but the resulting story, it's like twice as long, the word limit. It's not a question when I can just, trim a few words here and there and make it fit. No, it's like that I am about 2 chapters length over, and considering it's 4 chapters in total, it's like, no. I think it just became a bigger concept that I thought, and I needed just more time, more space to actually develop the story. So it's not gonna be the right story to submit to that contest. I may still try and write a shorter one. I have one idea, but let's see, because I only have like 10 days, no, I have like 13 days more or less, yeah, about 2 weeks before the deadline, so I may still try it, but this one I really like and I will use it for something else. I hope that one day you guys will be able to read it, so I will let you know if I post it anywhere, either by myself or if I manage to get it published, let's see. But yeah, that's about that. So thank you so much for spending these 2 days with me writing this story. It was a lot of fun from my side. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!